Being bold, untouchable, and leading a life that most others could only imagine, Lady Saw was the queen of dancehall. However, beyond the fame and spotlight, Lady Saw had hidden secrets kept in the shadows. A secret that has the capacity to damage her legacy and upend all you believed to be true. She concealed it for years under a facade of fearlessness, wealth, and renown. Now the truth is gradually coming to light with her darkest secrets out in the open. How bad is it, and how damaging could it be? Join us in this video as we reveal the details. Lady Saw is one of the biggest names in dancehall music, but her life story is not only about fame and music. Behind her success is a past filled with pain, struggle, and the strength to rise above it all. She came from a very strict home where her father ruled with fear and anger. He was not just tough, he was violent. He would beat her and her siblings in ways that went far beyond normal punishment. He used electric cords, chains, and even ropes. Sometimes he tied her to a window with a padlock or to a tree in the yard and would beat her again and again. He would leave for a while, eat his meal, and then return to continue. It was brutal, and many times she had no choice but to run away. She would hide in the bushes, sleep outside in the dark, and wait until it was safe to come back. Her sisters would bring her food while she stayed hidden. These moments were scary, but they taught her how to survive. She says this rough childhood made her strong and prepared her to fight for herself in life. When Lady Saw stepped into music, she carried that same strength. At first, she sang sweet songs about family and love, but those songs did not get much attention. She noticed that male artists were singing openly about sex and getting all the attention. So she decided to flip the script. She started singing bold songs about sex and about women taking pride in their bodies. She shocked many people, but it worked. Everyone started noticing her. She was not afraid to talk about things most women stayed quiet about. She even thought about doing a music video completely naked to make a statement, but she dropped the idea after seeing Kim Kardashian do something similar. For Lady Saw, being bold was not about shame. It was about showing confidence, about saying women have the right to own their sexuality without fear. Through all of this, her personality never changed. She stayed real. She stayed strong. She calls herself gangster, not because she is violent, but because she learned how to stand up for herself. She faced jealousy and judgment, but never let it break her. She jokes and laughs when she talks about her past, even the painful parts, because she turned her pain into power. Lady Saw refused to let society or the music industry tell her what to do. She was fearless, and that fearless spirit is what made her one of the greatest names in dancehall. What happens when one of dancehall's most powerful voices suddenly walks away from fame, choosing faith over the stage? Let's delve deeper. Marion Hall, once known to the world as Lady Saw, shocked many when she announced that she was leaving dancehall music and giving her life to God. After years of being one of the most powerful female voices in the industry, she made this decision. She said she was tired of living a life that did not bring her happiness when she left her message. She said that her hunger inside could not be filled by success, fame, or money. Marion claimed that the only way she could find peace was to turn to God and leave behind everything she had stood for. She made it clear that she did not wish to go back to her former life. She talked about how she wants a clean life, about being saved, and about using her voice for good. Her words raised a serious public reaction. Many people backed her up, saying they respected her choice and loved her for being strong enough to change. Fans who had followed her for years said they were proud of her for stepping away from the harsh lifestyle of dancehall and finding something that gave her real joy. But not everyone was happy. Some people were against her, saying she was being fake or trying to act better than everyone else. Others felt like she left the genre that made her popular. The news raised big talks online, with people thinking about whether she made the right move or not. Still, Marion stayed strong and said she was done with the old life for good. In the middle of this, Spice, another top dancehall star, made claims that added even more heat to the situation. Spice suggested that Marion Hall was only acting holy and was not being real about her transformation. She said that Marion had also faced criticism in the past for doing things people did not agree with, and now she was trying to judge others. Spice also hinted that Marion was still watching what happened in dancehall, even after leaving it. These claims caused drama, with fans taking sides and sending messages on social media. Some believed Spice and blamed Marion for trying to control the story, while others backed Marion up and said she had the right to live her new life however she wanted. Through it all, Marion Hall did not back down. She answered some of the claims, but mostly focused on her faith and her mission. She reminded everyone that her past was behind her and that she was not going back. No matter what people said, she looked confident that this new path was the one she was meant to follow. Her decision remains one of the most talked about moments in dancehall history, showing how powerful her influence was even after she left the scene. What really happened behind the scenes between Spice and Marion Hall, and why did their rivalry turn so bitter? Stay tuned for more. Spice spoke openly about her long history with Marion Hall and gave details about the issues between them. She explained that things did not start recently, but had been going on for years, even before Hall left dancehall music and became a Christian. According to Spice, the problem started when Hall began making comments about her career and image in interviews. Spice said these remarks were not just simple opinions, but came across as attacks on her character. Spice said she respected Hall for what she had done in the industry, but she could not understand why Hall would speak negatively about her. Spice claimed that Hall often acted as if she was better than everyone else. This attitude, according to Spice, made it difficult for other female artists to feel supported. Instead of encouraging them, Spice said Hall would often use her platform to criticize. The timeline Spice shared showed that things became worse after Hall left dancehall and began her life as a Christian. Spice said she had no issue with Hall choosing faith, but she believed Hall used her new position to look down on others. Spice explained that Hall made comments suggesting that female dancehall artists were leading people the wrong way and spreading bad messages. Spice felt these statements were aimed at her and other women in the industry. Spice also shared that this behavior was not new. She said there were times when Hall would pretend to be friendly, but then speak badly about her behind her back. Spice claimed that Hall would talk about her personal life and her style of performing in a way that seemed judgmental. She said this kind of behavior hurt because it came from someone who should have been a role model and supporter. The accusations from Spice were strong, as she claimed Hall was not living up to the values she preached. Spice said if Hall truly wanted to follow a spiritual path, she should focus on her faith and stop attacking others. According to Spice, these conflicts were not about music, but about respect and how people treat each other. Spice's tone when sharing all this was firm but emotional. She said she was tired of the criticism every time and wanted to set the record straight. She said that many people did not know the full story and believed that she was the one starting the issues. Spice wanted the public to understand that she had kept quiet for a long time, but could not overlook things anymore. This situation showed how personal feelings and career issues can mix in the music world. Spice's story added new parts to the drama, showing that these issues were deeper than what fans saw online. Was the issue with Spice the only storm Marion Hall had to face, or was another voice about to stir the waters even more? Keep watching to find out more. The recent comments made by Shenseea caused a big stir in the dancehall world. Everything started when Shenseea shared her thoughts on female empowerment and freedom in music. She said that women should feel strong, proud, and free to live their lives without judgment. Even though she did not call anyone by name, many people felt that her words were aimed at Marion Hall, the veteran artist who has often spoken about morals and standards in the music business. Because of this, fans and other artists started guessing if Shenseea was taking a shot at Hall. Very quickly, these comments spread all over social media. Some artists came forward to support Shenseea. They said she was brave for speaking up and showing that women should not be afraid to be themselves in music. They also said her message represented growth and change in dancehall culture. But others did not like her tone. They said it seemed disrespectful to older artists who worked hard to make the way easier for new stars like her. Fans were also split in their opinions. Many people agreed with Shenseea, saying she was only speaking the truth. They believed that women should have the right to dress how they want and sing what they want without being judged. But others defended Marion Hall. They said Hall has strong personal beliefs, and when she speaks about morals, she is not attacking anyone, but simply sharing her values. Online platforms, blogs, and even radio shows were filled with heated talks about the topic. It became clear that the younger and older generations in dancehall have very different views. After many days of debate, Marion Hall finally responded. In her message, she said that she did not feel attacked by Shenseea's comments. She explained that she has no bad feelings toward Shenseea or any other artist. However, Hall made it clear that her views have not changed. She still believes that women should keep their dignity and self-respect in the music world. While this cooled things down for some people, others felt the argument was far from over. The discussion about the future of dancehall and how women should be represented continues to cause strong feelings on both sides. What happened when her daring style and bold choices clashed with church traditions, sparking a debate that reached beyond the pulpit? Let's find out. Minister Marion Hall says she is being left out of some churches, and she compared this to what happened years ago when people tried to stop her from performing in parts of Jamaica after her bold performance at Reggae Sumfest. Back then, she was known as Lady Saw, one of the biggest female dancehall artists. Hall spoke about this during a recent online sermon, explaining why her name was removed from a charity concert being planned by Papa San's ministry in Florida. According to her, she was first invited to the event, but later Papa San called her and explained the reason for the change. He said, "It's not really me, but the congregation has issues. There's a lot of backlash, and the sponsors too. I know you can deliver, but..." And I said, "You know what? Fine, I'll just return your payment." And he said, "All right." After that, Hall shared how she felt about the situation. She said, "Keep your congregation. You don't have to invite me. Some people will invite me, but if anyone can't handle me, then you can't handle my worship. Because why would I come to your sanctuary and not praise? So why are you telling them not to bring me? You remind me of when I lived in Jamaica, and Montego Bay blocked me because they said I was explicit. Now the church is doing the same thing." This is not the first time Hall has faced this type of rejection. According to Encyclopedia.com, back in 1994, she was banned from several parishes in Jamaica, including St. James, after one of her shows. In 2000, a newspaper published a photo from her act that some members of the St. James Parish Council called offensive. The council even said she should be permanently banned from performing there. Later in 2001, Hall and dancehall artist Bounty Killer, whose real name is Rodney Price, were given 240 hours of community service after being charged for breaking indecency laws. Papa San's event is meant to raise money to get a new facility for his ministry called Our Father's Kingdom Ministries. Big names like Hezekiah Walker and Jacqueline Carr are also set to perform there. Hall suggested that her strong personality and image are the main reasons some church groups are pulling away from her. Recently, for the artwork of her new track I'm Doing Better, she wore a black glittery jumpsuit with see-through designs that showed part of her stomach. Many critics said this looked too much like her Lady Saw days. Hall responded to the criticism, saying, "The church rejects me because they claim I wore something sheer recently. Didn't you read Jeremiah? Didn't you read Isaiah?" She then quoted Isaiah 21:2, where God told the prophet Isaiah to go naked for 3 years as a sign to Israel. Hall explained that God told her to dress that way for a reason. "Didn't I explain what God told me after He dressed me like that to grab your attention?" Guess what he said? "Deliver a sermon titled, 'When God Breaks Protocol.'" God broke protocol that day. He dressed me like that because He will do unusual things to reach you. You all act wild, so He needs someone like me to go extreme. Sometimes it takes extremes to reach extremes. Hall also made it clear that she is planning to take the gospel outside of traditional church spaces. How did Marion Hall move from facing harsh criticism within the church to capturing global attention and building an international name for herself? Let's take a closer look. Marion Hall was born on July 12, 1969, in a quiet district called Galena, which is in St. Mary, Jamaica. Growing up was not easy for her. She came from a family that did not have much money. Life was hard and every day was a challenge. Her father put in a lot of effort to support the family. To ensure they had food to eat, he had to work many jobs. In addition to being a fisherman, he was a farmer. He worked throughout the day and occasionally went fishing at night. Things were still difficult in spite of everything. Religion played a big role in her early life. Marion and her family were part of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. This was where she first realized she had something special. People in the church noticed her voice. They would listen to her sing and say that she had a gift. At that time, she was just a little girl, but the way she sang stood out to everyone. That was her first experience with music, and it stayed with her. But life at home was not always happy. Things were very strict, and as Marion grew older, she started to notice the world outside of her home and church. There was a dance hall close to her home, and at night the music would fill the air. Marion and her older sister would sneak into the dance hall while her father went fishing. They wanted to know. They wanted to feel that intensity, see what was going on, and have a fresh experience. These little secret trips showed Marion something exciting. It was a world full of music, movement, and freedom. It was nothing like the quiet, controlled life she had at home. Those moments planted a seed in her heart. When she was around 13 or 14 years old, Marion started to realize that she had more than just a nice voice. She had real talent. She began writing her own songs and performing whenever she got the chance. At first, it was just for fun, but soon she started thinking that maybe music could be her way out of the struggle she faced every day. She wanted something better for herself, and music looked like the answer. She got a job as a seamstress at the Free Zone factory near Kingston, but that job did not last long. Marion had bigger dreams. She made a bold decision to leave her job and focus fully on music. It was not an easy choice, but she believed in herself. This was when she entered Jamaica's famous sound system culture. By 1987, Marion joined a popular sound system called Stereo One. She also chose a new name for herself, Lady Saw. She picked this name as a tribute to Tenor Saw, a dancehall artist she admired. After signing with VP Records, she released her first album in 1994. Marion's songs were bold, and in interviews later on, Marion said that the reason she sang such bold songs was not just because she wanted attention. It was also because she was trying to survive. Life had been hard, and she needed to make money. She also spoke about how music helped her escape from bad experiences, including relationships with abusive men. In 2010, she started her own record label called Diva Records. How did a woman who once ruled the dance hall and later embraced gospel transform her humble beginnings in Galena into a journey that captured the world stage? Let's learn more. Then came a moment that shocked everyone. On December 14, 2015, Marion Hall announced that she was done with dancehall music forever. She got baptized on the same day and said she was giving her life to God. She clarified that she made this choice following her attendance at the funeral of Jay Capri, a young reggae artist. Her perspective on life changed as a result of that encounter. She also made contact with musicians like Spice, Tifa, and Macca Diamond, with whom she had previously argued. She made amends with them and begged for their forgiveness. Marion Hall began her new life as a Christian pastor after quitting the dance hall. She started preaching the gospel and recording gospel music. She put out gospel CDs such as His Grace in 2018 and When God Speaks in 2016. She also began using social media to interact with people and share sermons online. However, Marion continued to suffer difficulties despite this significant shift. She felt that the reason she struggled to obtain a U.S. visa in 2020 was because she was no longer considered a global superstar. Even in gospel music, Marion could not escape controversy. Some people criticized the way she dressed, saying her clothes were too bold for a minister. Others said she was trying to hold on to her old life. Marion defended herself by saying that she was following what God told her to do. When she gave a gospel act at Grooven in the Park in 2023, some said that she would go back to dancehall. People started to question if she was planning a comeback when she released a new single, The Way How Me Love You, in June 2024. Today, Marion Hall serves as a minister at the Holy Ghost Pentecostal Church of Jesus Christ in Tamarack, Florida. She also runs a podcast and keeps sharing messages online. Her story is one of courage, change, and faith. Whether people know her as Lady Saw or as Minister Marion Hall, one thing is certain: she has made history. She is one of the most powerful and influential women ever to come out of Jamaica. Her journey shows that no matter where you start, you can always change your life and take a new path. What do you think about the legacy of Lady Saw? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.